Wow, there is a lot of things happening this week of April 4th. Jesus Christ, it is only the fourth month and the fourth day. And we have, just to start off for today, Donald Trump is being arraigned on 34 felony charges, Class E felony charges, but he's being arraigned on 34 of them. And that's all I'm going to talk about because, at least as far as that goes, because we already know the media is going to be covering it wall to wall nonstop. Because for a guy they claim to hate, they kind of made Donald Trump a household name, and they're all about ratings. So prepare for that to be the news for the next until the heat death of the universe. Moving away from that, but still talking about politics, Wisconsin today, April 4th, it is time to vote. Now, if you guys have not been paying attention to what's happening in Wisconsin, it is basically one of the most important votes to happen. I would say ever, but then that might be hyperbolic. But it's up there. It's up there with like bringing back the McRib as a decision. Like it's very high. It's really high up there. If Republicans have their way, democracy dies. And I wish I were being hyperbolic, but they are literally trying to kill democracy. Like, look more into that. It's gonna become like a quick fire video. Look more into that, but they are definitely trying to get rid of democracy, 100%. If you live in Wisconsin, you're seeing this video, or it's April 4th, go vote. Please, for the love of God, go vote. And do not vote red. If you vote red, you are going to destroy your own country. Not kidding here. Tennessee, lots of things happening in Tennessee. Outside of the shooting, there was a fight on the House floor between representatives. Like a rep assaulted another representative in the House. These are politicians, the people who are supposed to be, all about decorum and, respectability and being all proper, got into a fight. And they're trying to get rid of two Democratic representatives because those reps protested with the children. Oh yeah, by the way, 10,000 children marched onto the Capitol at Tennessee to, protest gun reform. And the Democrats, two of them, were on their side. And now those two are facing expulsion because the Republicans are ghouls and don't actually care about your children. In fact, they have pushed so many policies and had so many meetings of just not feeding kids in schools, like literally not wanting to feed kids in school. The place that kids have to go to, unless they're homeschooled, they are against feeding them. And it's Republicans are ghouls, and they're going to continue to show you that, which is why you shouldn't vote for them in Tennessee or in Wisconsin, or literally anywhere else. They do not care about children. I hope that is crystal clear. Just like I hope was crystal clear with the situation happening with women's basketball. Yeah. Didn't think I was going to segue to women's basketball, did you? But we got there. Because you see, it was March Madness. And for the women, it's over. Champions are LSU, rightfully so. But everyone's upset at one Angel Reese for taunting, for doing the "you can't see me," made popular by that one guy who's sometimes invisible. I forget his name. But the problem they're having is she did it and she was being classless. She was just unsportsmanlike. And yet when Caitlin Clark did it, who's not from LSU, who's from Iowa, she's just competitive. Now, a lot of people are trying to say, the difference is Caitlin didn't chase someone down to do that. But Caitlin still did it, Like, imagine if you punched someone and then someone else then ran down and punched you, and you're trying to say that's different because they didn't chase that person down to hit them. They just did it because they're right next to them. It's the same act. And it's also sports. And it's also weird that suddenly everyone cares about women's basketball to such a degree that Jill Biden wants to invite both the runner-up and the actual winners of the NCAA tournament, which doesn't happen. It seems like everyone just wants to like use this opportunity now to suddenly be like, hey, what if we do this to like unify women's sports and bring everyone together? But where was that when like UConn won? Where was that when literally any other team won? It's weird that now that the predominantly black team wins, hey, let's have the predominantly white team also come here too. Sense of unity. What unity are you trying to accomplish here? They're not the light side and the dark side. This isn't, cat lovers and dog lovers. These are just competitors. It's sports. In the NBA, you wouldn't bring the Lakers and then have the Celtics come because they have a rivalry, right? One of them earned the right. In fact, no one does this. You never bring the runner-up to the White House. You always bring the winners because the winners earned it. But now people are trying to take away that win because they don't like the fact that Reese is unsportsmanlike. That's the word they use. Always using a bunch of class words too. It's always how they're classless. They have no class. They're lacking class. It's almost like they want to say a different word, but they just can't say it. So I'll be the one to say it because I don't want to beat around the bush. It is because it's because Angel is black. That's the difference. She said so herself at the end in her interview. When people who talk like her and look like her act that way, it's classless, it's ghetto, it's bad. But when people who look like Caitlyn act and talk that way, they're just competitors, they're tough, they just have a spirit. They also are vilifying her for being a black woman. And I know people are like, it's not about race. It's absolutely about race. Because Caitlyn was talking shit the entire tournament. And no one had anything negative. No one said that's classless to be up. In fact, I believe she said that to a player, shut the fuck up, you're like down by 40. Real classy. But going like this and then showing this, that's classless. That's what? I worked my ass off to get where I get. And I won. I'm allowed to be proud of myself. I'm allowed to talk my shit. Everyone's talking about how this is sports and competition. Well, as someone who's played basketball, who's played sports, that's what happens. Whether it's a pickup game, a national championship game, a NBA game, a professional game, what have you. You tell people talk shit, you talk your shit. If you win, you talk your shit. That's it. That's how it works. So for everyone to try to suddenly now be offended, like, we should allow both of them to go up there. No. And I also find it interesting because it's in the same crowd who swears handouts are bad, who swears that getting any sort of assistance is bad. We always talk about how, it's a meritocracy. Well, this is the most pure example, is it not? One person won, one person lost. The winner gets the reward, the loser shouldn't get the reward. Why is the winner being punished? If you want to take it out of just Angel and Caitlyn, why is LSU's win being diminished now? And why are we trying to bring up the losing team? Because they're black, you guys. That's the only reason. That is literally the only reason. And if you think I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill, go on Twitter. Look at all the sports commentary talking about it. It's just the same rhetoric. They're classless. They're classless. They're classless. Who gives a shit about class when it comes to what we won? You won. You are allowed to talk your shit. You are allowed to be excited. It's just a lot. I don't know. I was not planning on spending such a significant portion of this video on that particular part, but I guess I feel some type of way about that. All right.